In honor of the newly released Blood Elf exteriors, today we're taking a look at some incredible Blood Elf homes. And what better place to start than an outside-only home by Nozorashi on plot number 27. The magical floating rock is an excellent touch, but what makes this house even better is that it showcases just how extravagant the Blood Elf exterior can really be. The front itself features a mailbox, a fountain, and a little seating area to look out upon the neighborhood. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you would like to have your house showcased, there will be a link to the Pank Showcase Submissions Discord in the comments down below. Up next, we've got a Blood Elf home fit for a noble. This is Falt on plot number 20, and nothing says wealth quite like having your own private paved road. The road itself is actually a great addition. I love the effort that they went to make sure that it matches the same stone from the Blood Elf exteriors itself. Following the road a little bit further down and to the left, we see a Blood Elf themed gazebo with some lovely little lights along the entrance. The gazebo itself has some cute furnishings and a telescope to look out among the stars. Meanwhile, at the very end of the road, we can see that it leads all the way to this sun well at the end here. And I mean, imagine kicking back in your own private sun well on your property. Now, the inside itself shares in the wealth. I love that coming past this divider, we're first met with a nature bar all along the side of this den. A den adorned with comfy seating, and the divider itself is actually a fireplace to warm up the room. Coming past the den, I'm a huge fan of this custom centerpiece in the middle, how they've combined the dragonflight fountain with elven benches, different plants, and the priest lightwell item on top. Coming past the centerpiece and to the left, we are met with a very fancy kitchen. The seating area fully stocked with food, the bar itself filled to the brim. I love to see this custom 3D window adorning the side of the kitchen, and the fact that we can see some chicken cooking on the stove right now. Meanwhile, the door in the back here leads to this kitchen's pantry. If we were to cross the centerpiece to the opposite side, that is, if we were to take a right coming in from the den, we are then met with this house's bedroom. You already know I love the raised beds that people make, and this one looks absolutely magnificent with the lighting and the carpet all around it. Just next to the bed, we find a gorgeous, relaxing seating area with another custom-made 3D window, this one hiding a little surprise in the back there. Look closely and you'll see what looks to be a stag eating some leaves. And finally, coming straight through the centerpiece opposite the den is this house's magnificent, gigantic, enchanted library. The seating area next to this beam coming through a fountain looks so inviting, and I love how across all of the shelves, all the way up, we can see different knickknacks and doodads on every surface possible. Coming past the flags of every kind on the back wall, we can then take the stairs up, where we can see that this opulent comfort never stops. Every corner, every stop on the way up the stairs has its own furnished, cozy little seating area to kick back and read. And when we get all the way to the top, we are met with a warm, inviting fireplace alongside a really cool wrap-around seating area opposite the fireplace that has its own set of different bookshelves, items, and other knickknacks. And now we go from pristine marble to a different kind of opulence. This is Naetheris on plot number 27, with a Blood Elf home that perfectly incorporates different naturalistic elements. And that's something we can see right away looking at the outside of this home. These custom-placed patches of foliage all throughout, above the doorway, the different towers and spires all the way at the top. In fact, at the top we can see something completely unique to the new open spires of the Blood Elf exteriors, the way that this tower has been made into an observatory. The front of the home features a Blood Elf gazebo on the right, a magnificent fountain in the middle, and a really cool greenhouse encapsulating what looks to be a portal, perhaps a portal through which they've been sourcing all of the diverse plant life we'll see inside. And finally, adjacent to the home is a lovely little greenhouse. On the inside, it's awesome to see how this first room has been transformed, the different unique atriums in all four corners. The first room in the back here has a little bit of everything. On the left, we can see a fully furnished kitchen, while the center itself features a small library/reading nook complete with a little lamp and goblet next to the chair. Coming past past this fancy floor dining area, we are met with a room that just screams relaxation. Or I guess calmly says relaxation. To the right is a cozy, warm seating area by the fire, and all the way up the pedestal we can see that this sunwell has been turned into a working bath/hot tub with flowing water behind. On the opposite side through the door, we find ourselves in a small homemade chapel. The carpet running the length all the way to the blue fires in the back is a really nice touch, and I like that from the position at the front we can see how well the curtains divide this room and give us a view of the pews leading back. If we were to instead take a right from the center room, we are met with this house's fancy bathroom. I really like the detail work on the sink here with the different mirrors and the towels and the basket. The vibes of the window seating are absolutely perfect, and behind us we can see a running fountain next to some tea and some beautiful nature features. And to the left is the bedroom, which blends the beautiful aesthetic of the home with some hints of an adventuring lifestyle. On the left we can see some treasure piles, a goblin device, weapons on the wall. Meanwhile, the bed itself has some cobwebs, and the seating area by the fireplace has some food left over. All of it together giving the feeling that this is a home meant to be enjoyed by others. That while many people use this home to kick back and relax, the creator themselves has little time for it. And finally, this home actually has a trick up its sleeve. If we were to come to the right of the reading nook, we can see that there's actually a pathway that leads behind it, and through the back door here, the vibes change immediately. We're met with a darker foliage. The scarecrow here lets us know we're not in Kansas anymore, although it is guarding a lovely little chicken coop. And what's interesting about this back area is that even though it is still in progress, we can actually see what the creator was going for. This door here leads us to a small cabin, and when we take a closer look at this area as a whole, we can actually see that it looks to be a bit of a residential area, that these are two houses right across from each other on the pathway. Interestingly, coming through the house on the left side, we're actually met with a long walkway over some water with palm trees on either side, and this combined with the other side makes me extremely excited to see what this creator is able to come up with once the decor limits are expanded. From House of Relaxation to Murder Mystery Mansion, this is the home of Merribell on plot number 28. And we'll get to the mystery on the inside, but first we've got to take a look at this gorgeous outside. Once again, I love seeing the plants growing all up and down the Blood Elf exterior, and one thing that this home does amazing work with is this stone pathway. The fact that it wraps around between every entrance to the plot, and how all paths converge on the fountain in the center. This home also features that Blood Elf gazebo with some cozy seating in the middle, and off on the side we've got a telescope to look out at the stars. And on the inside, this isn't just any murder mystery, this is the murder mystery. This home is a perfect recreation of the Clue game board. The entryway here is, of course, the hall, while on the left we find the lounge itself, with seats perfectly arranged across from a fireplace just like on the game board itself. To the right is the study room, where we can see one of the potential murder weapons on the floor, and coming into the main hall here we can see a beautiful custom staircase that goes up to nothing, just like on the Clue game board. To the right of the stairway is, of course, the library, where we can see another potential murder weapon on the floor here in a not at all concerning pool of blood. And just next to that, we've got the billiards room, featuring a custom-made pool table with some lovely details on top. All the way in the back, we have, of course, the ballroom, which, just like on the game board, has a seating area on the left and a fantastic custom-made piano on the right. I love the detail work on this one, by the way. It even has little foot pedals and a potential murder weapon on top. Directly to the right of that, we've got the conservatory, and if you know the game board, you'll know that on the other end here is the kitchen. This one also featuring another one of the potential weapons. I love how they've turned those spice and fruit rack items into their own little cabinets beside the custom-made sink. Coming through the kitchen, we are met with the dining room, where we can see the table is set, and one of the two portraits in here is a little more popular than the other. This is a fantastic recreation of a classic board game that just so happens to have been turned into the best whodunit movie ever made. From whodunit to how did they do that, this is Sanak on plot number 46, with a home that shows off some absolutely masterful decor work. The outside features this beautiful fountain centerpiece with seating and foliage around it. Meanwhile, off to the side is that classic Blood Elf gazebo, but this time floating, with some floating marble stairs that actually work and allow us to take an incredible view of of this plot. The entrance has been transformed, using the sunwell and a carpet to fully reframe the door itself. Meanwhile, inside right away, we can see this is some extremely efficient use of space. This small hallway here contains a seating area by the fire, a kitchenette, a bathroom, and 2 lofts above. The first loft atop the elegant custom doorway is a cozy little reading nook with some tea. Meanwhile, the other loft atop the kitchen is the bedroom, where we can see a dresser, a small place to get ready, some custom animated windows, and a custom-made bed that fits the aesthetic of the rest of the home. And in the back here, we've got this incredibly well-detailed kitchenette, featuring a custom stove inspired by Building Mouse and these awesome cabinets that are made from the elven doors themselves, all made complete with this custom countertop that looks extremely expensive. All the way in the back, we've got a full bath featuring a sink, a really cool shower with a drain, and a custom-made toilet that looks very fancy. And while I was here, Sanak was kind enough to give a sneak preview of their upcoming full kitchen build. I won't spoil too much here, so be sure to check out Sanak's channel linked down below for the full build coming soon. And now for a build that has it all. This is Banshee on plot number 46, with the very first home that makes use of the brand new lighting features added to housing. The outside here brings up memories of Dalaran, of a floating city that has been lifted up from the ground. It's great to see a floating home that not only includes accent pieces along the sides, but even includes the crater in the ground where the home used to be. And on the inside, this is a home that just keeps giving. On the left side of the entry hallway, we have this absolutely magnificent miniature diorama featuring a small gazebo, fountain, and different nature elements with a starry night sky. Meanwhile, on the other side is another incredible diorama, this one featuring a waterfall with moonlight. I love how the new lighting features help to accentuate this beam of light coming up through the center, and even more amazing, around the center we find different nooks for each of Banshee's favorite classes: Druid, Warlock, Shaman, Mage, and Priest. Coming past the center, we find ourselves at a glorious custom stairway up to the second floor, complete with naturalistic corners on either side and bookshelves on the walls. Now, the stairway up is already breathtaking, but as if all of this wasn't enough, if we were to come to the top and look above us, we can see a swirling, floating magical library adorning the ceiling. And this is also where those new lighting features come into play. You see, Banshee intended some of these rooms to be viewed with different lighting than the rest of the home, including this room right here. As we come up to the door, Banshee shifts the lighting around us, allowing us to view this room in all of its dark magnificence. I absolutely love how this bridge goes underneath and over the flowing water around us, complete with 2 separate gazebos to kick back and enjoy the area. The sides feature running water of all kinds from various positions along the rocks, and if we were to look above us, we find not only a sculpted balcony, but also the night sky itself, with stars throughout and the moon shining down upon us. Across the bridge is a fantastic balcony library that not only looks amazing, but also gives us a great view of the beautiful entry hallway from above, where we can see Banshee waving at us down below. And finally, to add icing to the cake, as we come to the left door from the center, the lighting shifts around us once more, and we are met with this absolutely stunning nighttime terrace. And I gotta say, the vibes here are immaculate. What a genius use of the nighttime sky room, the glowing fountain in the center, the dual flowing staircases that lead to the blood elf gazebo at the top. The room on the right is a self-contained library, while the room on the left features a little bit of storage, and if we were to take it all the way to the top, we find ourselves at an observation deck to look out across the glorious outside room. From the class nooks to the bridge to this skybox room, Banshee has made a home where you could take a screenshot at any angle and it would look breathtaking. And finally, no Blood Elf showcase would be complete without a home that showcases their most iconic class. This is the Grand Paladin Cathedral by Esanarna on plot number 46. And as you can already tell, this creator has done some amazing work with the outside of their home. The Blood Elf exteriors have been available for 1 week, and yet Esanarna has already managed to find a way to completely transform it to fit that temple aesthetic. A temple complete with matching owl and brazier accents on either side. But it's coming through this custom terrace where the true magnificence of this home is revealed. And I mean, where do we even begin? The glorious lighting coming down from above, this walkway that goes around the water in the middle, the different shaped and placed foliage all around us. The fact that each corner has its own flowing waterfall that we'll get to see more of as we come upstairs. And speaking of stairs, the dyed elven bars make for magnificent yellow and gold stairways leading up to this incredible sculpted diorama at the front. And don't think for 1 second that this detail work means we're in for a smaller house. This home is sprawling. Coming up the stairs to the left, we find ourselves in the library, where we can see books floating all around us, bookshelves of every different kind across all the walls, podiums to take notes or to check out books, and behind one of the secret bookshelf doors is a hidden room where those we have lost are laid to rest. On the opposite side, up the stairs to the right, we find ourselves at the kitchen and dining room, and this is a kitchen that even features some custom-made appliances. In the back, we see an oven with some knobs, a custom toaster oven with a chimney, and a fridge with some fridge magnets on it. The bar itself is fully stocked with food and features some custom stovetops made using the heart of Azeroth. And believe it or not, that isn't even the most fun use of such a rare item in this home. The door at the end of the hall takes us to a den, where we find that all of the color theming is continued, and we can see that on this chair here, the Heart of Azeroth has been made to make a little custom hat, which I absolutely love. I am obsessed with how good this little Heart of Azeroth hat looks. The doorway all the way in the back is a storage room for some weapons and a mirror for some reason, while the door on the side leads to a restroom that features a custom-made toilet and, for the very first time on this series, a custom urinal. While, of course, the other side of the bathroom features a very expensive-looking opulent shower. And hold on to your Heart of Azeroth hats because we are not done yet. The door across from the kitchen takes us to another breathtaking stairway with water features all throughout and foliage adorning every surface imaginable. Halfway up the staircase, we find a tree with stunning light features flowing through it, with all sorts of different canopy gardens and corner pieces all throughout the room. Meanwhile, the stairs themselves lead to a bridge adorned with foliage that brings us to this giant, impressive cathedral-style hall, with windows to the outside adorning the ceiling all around us. Not only that, but this hall leads to a fantastic wrap-around terrace, where we get a gorgeous view that not only looks good, but actually manages to sell the feeling that this is all one gigantic cathedral, that this is but one balcony that looks out across the neighborhood. Even better, across the left side of the terrace is a griffin ready to be ridden, while across the right side is the horde equivalent of a wyvern. But of course, I did say this was a cathedral, and it is. Taking the center path from the original stairways, we are met with the actual church portion itself. Pews going down the centerpiece, a glorious glowing book in the middle, and a ton of impressive features along the sides. The right side includes private rooms for confessionals, while the left side has this wonderful candle vigil. And coming down the hallway, which is adorned on either side with even more beautiful nature pieces, we find a moonwell in a gazebo and an absolutely stunning custom organ for the hall. I may be sick, but even if I had all of my breath, I still couldn't find the words to describe just how magnificent, how amazing this and all the other homes on this list were. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted their homes. And I want to end us off by shouting out another creator, Morii Builds. If you want to see the most amazing Wizard of Oz house you've ever seen, check out the link to their build down below.